guest in here today. Does it give me the option to see add guest? Uh-oh, who fucked up? Somebody just sent me a message. Oh. All right, so we're probably going to get started here in a few seconds. Oh man, get y'all's popcorn ready. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it here shortly. Oh. He says he did. And this is going to really aggravate the fuck out of me really quickly. Let's see here. Add guest. Of course, it's not working, right? It's not working. Oh, I sent him a thumbs up, I guess. I'm waiting for our guest. We have a customer that's coming in today that was taken advantage of. And I'm hoping I don't have to restart this live stream because everything's already situated. Yeah, it's working for you guys. But the issue that I'm having is I'm trying to do a live stream with the customer. And this is what happens when you try to do stuff with people that are not familiar with YouTube, unfortunately. Yes, it does work. I know you guys can see me, but you're not seeing the other customer. That's the problem, unfortunately. And it's not letting me add. Says waiting for host. All right, let me try something here. Give me just a second, guys. I will be right back. Of course, it's going to break. All right, well, we're live. And it did say waiting for guest when I came back in here. All right, I'm going to send the link to this person again and hope that this works. Because it's not waiting on me anymore. It's literally waiting on this guy to get in here. And if not, I'm going to have to, we're going to have to do this old school. I'll have to call him. We'll have to bring him in here on audio or something. This is, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Now it's working. How's it going, bro?
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm glad I was able to join, and maybe we can make some things happen here.
I sure hope so. I'm sorry for the coughing. I'm sick as a dog, but
hey, what's going around?
I know time is of the essence, especially with what's going on with your issue, and I want all these subscribers, all these people that are going to watch this video, to be able to bombard Bank of America and other places so that they can actually get your money back. So I won't get directly into it. If you want to talk about what your experience was, what happened to you, name of the company, all of that stuff, and then I'll follow up with what's going on with my BMW i8.
Sure. I think we kind of need to rewind the clock just a little. So I think we need to start back at the beginning just a little. I know that you had an experience with a BMW through a website called bidscheap.com, which is also the same website that I was working on. As you know, you're in the car business. The website looked really good, a lot of good pictures, looked very professional. Honestly, it looked very professional. I ended up buying a car. Long story short, made a bid, bought a car, never got the car. Was getting information back from them that it's going to be shipped. It's going to be shipped. Your tracking number's coming. That was not the case. So I bought this car for my son. I mean, to be honest with you, he's in high school. He's 15 years old. He likes to turn a few wrenches. He gets A's. He's in a lot of some sports. He's just a great kid. And wanted to get him his first car. So thought that this was going to be a good way to do that. Long story short, we sent them some money, and then, as you know, it came out to be a scam. However, what we've since learned through this website, I've done a lot of research since that time. This website holds bogus licenses in the state of New Hampshire, in the state of Florida. So right there, they actually took licenses from those states, applied their own numbers to them. So it's not actually attached to them in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, so the licensing that they have then is not legitimate.
That's not even legitimate. No, I was able to. So actually what I did is I actually contacted the state of New Hampshire, contacted the state of Florida. So what they are actually putting on their website, in addition to fraudulent information of pictures that they are stealing from other websites, they're also stealing the state seal, basically a license from another state. So a state seal, they're fraudulently putting their own license number on there and creating an expiration date for that license. I confirmed that with both Florida and New Hampshire. They looked it up and they said, no, they're not registered here at all. These are both bogus. The license itself.
Did you file a report with the Secretary of State?
Actually, I filed a report with the Florida. It's easier to file it with Florida because this business was located in Florida. And actually, the state of New Hampshire was reaching out to Florida. I gave them the case number. So they're actually going to, and they probably have since I spoke with them. They were reaching out directly to Florida. I gave them the case number so that they could reiterate that they're actually using state licenses as fraudulent information to trick customers into buying cars. So the states are being tricked. The states are being tricked to trick people into buying cars as being legitimate dealers. So that's
one thing I looked at when I looked at them, and this isn't the first time I've seen fake auction sites. You can see on the channel I've destroyed multiple fake companies that do this. So one of the things that made them look extremely legitimate to me was the dealer licenses.
Oh, sure.
And then checking, because it doesn't tell you the name of the business, but you can plug that dealer license into whatever state portal it is and find out if they're actually licensed to auction or sell cars. So that's how they got me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. I didn't do that early on. To be honest with you, a normal people who don't deal with this all the time. We see licenses in doctors' offices and everywhere else. We don't look at them. We don't research them to make sure they're legit. We're going on the assumption that they're legit, and that was part of the problem. So we found that those were not legit licenses. On top of that, a lot of the pictures you're seeing, at least in my case, and I'm sure all the cases, to be honest with you, my pictures were stolen from another website, from a previous auction that had been closed. So those pictures were not even current. You would have no way of knowing that, of course.
So they're not using current, because with the older scam companies, what they were doing was using like CarMax and other like wholesale auctions. But if you Google the VIN, it would pop right up and be like, oh no, the car's being offered over here. So you're saying they're using old photos?
They are using old. Yeah. From what I told, and I'll be honest with you, nowadays it is really hard to get information out of anybody because I'll be honest, most businesses don't trust, they don't trust people because of fraud.
Right.
And so I worked with my family here, my wife, my son. We did a lot of research. We looked at the pictures. Now, I want to clarify. We did a Carfax up front. Okay, so I compared the Carfax to the vehicle VIN number. Okay, so that checked out. After the scam, and we determined there were problems, we went back to the photos that we found of that vehicle, and we could find identifying features based on what you could see in the background and the fact of where this vehicle was initially licensed. So in other words, on the Carfax where it said it was located.
Right.
Long story short, it appears that they stole these photos from CarMax. They did. They actually did steal them from CarMax. Now, in CarMax's defense, of course, they have no idea they did this. And CarMax, of course, is looking to protect their dealers, their customers. However, They were super
Well,
nice, and I can't say enough about CarMax. So I'm gonna
yeah,
give them a nice. I'm gonna
CarMax
give
was a
them a
spot.
nice plug here.
Yeah,
Yep.
CarMax was a sponsor of mine for a long time. So I mean, I like CarMax. The
Yep.
issue I have with them, and I've addressed this with CarMax in the past, was, hey, you need to make sure that people can't just right click on the images on your website and save it. It's a very simple thing for CarMax to fix so that people aren't saving these photos to be able to use on fake sites.
Right, right. So I was able to get a hold of somebody within the CarMax organization who was super nice, and he said normally they wouldn't do this, but I told him the situation of how their pictures are being used fraudulently to sell vehicles that this company doesn't own. So I think
Right,
once I told him that, it kind of gave me a little bit of credibility, and he wanted to help me out. And I told him I was out the money. I mean, as of right now,
right.
I'm out the money, and then we're gonna approach that in just a minute. But
Yeah,
I want to reiterate that CarMax was really nice. I gave him the VIN number of the vehicle. The guy goes, "Let me pull it up." And he goes, "Yeah, we sold this vehicle in August." So it ran through CarMax at the location that we were able to figure out through pictures in the background. So we got lucky there. And then we found again, and again, they were very helpful. They must have a great database. He gave me that VIN and he goes, "I can tell you this vehicle just sold again in December through another website, a very legitimate website,
right,
to another owner." I don't need to name the website, but it was a legitimate website. So we'll just
right.
leave it at that. And so, and a dealership guy who sells trucks and other higher end vehicles, he sold it to somebody. Okay, that's fine. So CarMax was really helpful in that regards. And if you look at that website again, bidscheap.com, there's a picture of people in the background. It shows actually that they're doing some like charity work. That actually picture, I believe, was from Copart. I believe those are Copart employees that they have actually taken a
Wow,
picture of. So if you want to dig into that, TK, but we did some digging around, and that
wow,
picture, it says Texas Food Bank on it. So if that picture is still on there, which it was just as late as yesterday, you do some digging, you're going to find that same one appears to be from Copart
wow.
when they were doing check. So it appears these scammers, the vermin that they are stealing stuff from everywhere, including making up licenses, stealing pictures from various businesses. Now, I can tell you, and you can concur, you've got a login, you've got a password. I mean,
Yep,
they've got a live chat bot, as you know.
yep, yep.
They've got a WhatsApp, a correspondence. So I mean, it's a pretty slick. I'll be honest, it's a pretty slick website with all of that has gone into creating it. But at the
Yep.
end of the day, you're going to get something. Maybe you might get something, or you might not. There's probably a greater chance you won't
Right.
than you get something, as you
Well,
know.
if you're like me or another YouTuber in Texas that was also caught by these scumbags, what they'll do is they find somebody that has a car that they couldn't afford the payments on, and then they ship you a car to make them look legitimate. And then they try to offer like what they did with us, and they try to offer for us to promote them. And I was like,
Yeah.
cool. They were like, hey, we'll give you this. We saw you bidding on this BMW i8. We'll eliminate all of the fees and whatnot, and we'll cover like 20% of the car. So I'm like, cool. So bid on the car, win the car, and then probably similar to you, they're like, oh, we're getting the tracking information for you. We're getting the tracking information for you.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
And then nothing ever comes to be out of it. And then I was just like, and then when you reached out, and not just you, there's another person named Diane that reached out. Luckily, I think hers was like $1,200 for like some piece of shit Honda Accord. But she luckily she has Navy Federal, and they're actually able to claw. Credit unions are a little different. They're able to actually claw it back before they transferred the money internationally out of Bank of America. So Navy Federal was like, nope. Um,
That could be. Okay.
so
Now oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. I mean, that's the
I
thing.
was
The
gonna say
biggest
I
thing
worked
for
with a credit
me is
union too, and they were a little.
I want to bombard. I'm putting all the contact information here in a second for Bank of America in my chat. Let me see here. Uh,
So, and I'm sure, you obviously, once you realize there's a problem, you reached out to Bank of America. I'm
Sure did.
assuming
Yep.
in one way, shape, or form. I did recently, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know who would want to do business with Bank of America at this point. I mean,
Well,
they are so hard to get a hold of if you are not a member of Bank of America. I'll be honest, they have a
yep.
fraud number, as you probably know. They have a fraud number, but you know what? You can't access that fraud number if
Nope.
you are not a member of Bank of America. I
Yep.
mean, it literally will put you in a circle, keep asking you for account information, passwords, stuff you don't have if you are not a member of Bank of America. And
Yes.
so the only way, I'll be honest, the only way I could get a hold of these people is I kept calling all these different branches in the hopes I could get a hold of somebody in customer
Right.
service,
Right.
which is ultimately what happened. But they are washing their hands of it as of right now. And me dealing with them, they just want to wash their hands of it. I told them the information. I told them what's going on. I told them they
Well, here's the
basically
thing. The one thing I did get out of, and I posted the information in here. His name is Juan Soto. So if you look in the pin chat, guys, in the chat, I posted all of the people for all the different regions at Bank of America, and that Northeast, Central, Southeast, Central, West Coast. All of those people are there with all of their email addresses. I think we need to bombard their email and their phones. Now, the phones are probably a pain in the ass. They probably never answer, but one thing they will answer are emails. And if you guys start bombarding those emails, that's an issue. Now, the issue that comes in is so the same thing like you said about the licensing from Florida. What they use to open that bank account is that
bingo.
licensing from Sunbiz, which doesn't exist. Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
Vet
There he is.
the account holder. So in order to open an account, if you walk in any bank, they ask for ID. They want to see your driver's license. They usually ask you a lot of questions just for a $500 check.
Yep.
So now to set up an account as a business with Wire and Swift and ACH, don't tell me that they're not going to take a lot of information. And they claim, oh, we know who this is. Well, that's great. But that doesn't do anybody any good if you're going to continue to allow people to get taken. I mean, literally,
Well, and what I've
it's
been able to
ridiculous.
do, I've been digging in, and it looks like the people that actually are running what's going on are based out of Eastern Europe, and they're using money mules and people here. So that means they had to have somebody go into a branch in the state of Florida with their Sunbiz information to open that business checking account as a car dealer. And it's not the only one. I'm sure,
Oh, sure.
they rebrand. They probably change the name of the company like every few months and put up a brand new site. And they probably have multiple shelf bank accounts with Bank America just sitting there.
Bingo. And I can tell you from personal experience, when you log into this bids.com, you have an account basically with them.
Yep.
They have changed their account numbers 3 times in a week. So every time I would go into my new account and it would show my quote unquote sales receipt, there was new information on it, new routing number, new bank number. So there are now 3 of them. So yes, just like you're talking about, they're opening multiple accounts. 2 of them are under the same name. A third one was under a different name. And actually, I don't have it in front of me because it's in my email because we saved a copy.
Right.
So what has happened? I've since been kicked out. I'll be honest, I've been kicked out of their website.
Oh, of course.
But before I got kicked out, I made copies of everything. We actually copied it. We saved PDF copies of all this information. And I still have other information from them of correspondence that we
Right.
kept. And so, yeah, they are. This is exactly what they're doing. But the reality is, at the end of the day, everybody's being defrauded. I mean, you, me,
Yep.
I guess Diane. I mean, somebody's grandma, somebody's grandpa, some kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's we're going to have to put faces to these names, and the bank is not, I don't think, putting the appropriate steps in place. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't take out, $30,000. It's $4,500. Okay, but to me, that's still a
It's
lot
still
for a car for my son.
any
It's a lot
amount.
of money.
Any
Any amount.
amount
It's
is
any amount.
unacceptable. It
All
doesn't
right.
matter if it's $500 or 30 grand. None of it is cool.
No, and no, none of it is cool. And the way the banking system makes it so hard, I'll be honest, if we could get into that quicker, if we could get a hold of somebody quicker, maybe things would happen quicker.
Yeah.
But because of these layers and the protection that potential protection they're offering their clients versus other potential clients, again, I personally, down the road, I'll never do business with them. Not the way that they're taking, the approach right now.
Right.
Just send the damn money back, close these accounts out. Let me talk to you. I have more information I want to share with them. They don't want it. They don't want to talk to me. And I have these two additional accounts. I
when
can give to them.
as you share more information with them, that's the problem. As you share more information with them, it makes them responsible. That's why they don't want to hear anything else, because they know as you tell them more information, now they're responsible. This is why I said, for everybody that's in the chat, if you got time today, you can copy a link, because this is going to go up as a video on the channel, to this live stream, and send it to all of those email addresses that you see pinned at the chat up above. You could literally just BCC all of them so they all look like they got their own email, bang, 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 and send them this video and be like, how are you guys allowing these fake auction or these scam sites to defraud customers, and you guys are okay with it? And I'll tell you another thing you can do, if you guys are really feeling froggy and want to do something with this, is send it to the Florida Attorney General. I don't know who it is anymore. The last one I knew there was Pam Bondi, but I would say send it over there, because they do prosecute shit vigorously. And if they can, here's the thing: are they ever going to catch the people that are actually behind the sites? Probably not.
Probably
they're in Eastern Europe. But the money mules, the people that are moving the money for them, yes, they can catch those. And by catching them and getting information and finding out what banks internationally they use and things of that nature, that stuff can help kind of slow them down from being able to do this again in the future.
Right. Oh, absolutely. The whole thing is it's out of hand. I mean, the whole thing is out of hand. But to get a hold of these people and to try and get something fixed is ridiculous. I mean, come on.
Do you have the account number that you sent to them? I'll throw it in the chat, so when people email Bank of America, they can be like, this is where money has been sent to, boom. So, because here's what's going to happen. More than likely, these people at Bank of America, all the people that we tagged here in the chat, they're probably going to get between 500 to 1,000 emails today from all of these subscribers that watched the video today. And then they're going to go, oh, shit. Because one thing, if it's one email, they may not care.
They don't care.
But when they get like 200, 300, 400 emails about the same issue from the same account, they will freeze that account as a position of caution first, and then they'll investigate it. And usually once they freeze that account, they don't have the ability to fucking screw anybody else.
Right. Now, and when I talked to him yesterday in the brief conversations I had with him, their fraud team was looking into it. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means they were going to freeze it now, freeze it later, freeze it next week. So it very well could be open. But do I have those account numbers? Absolutely. Of course I have those account numbers.
Sweet.
Yep.
Well, guys, like I said in the chat, you guys will see all of those email addresses and phone numbers posted. You guys can link directly to this video. And the reason why I say that is, and the reason why I ask that you guys do that, is because unless, they feel like there's actual pressure or something has to be done, they won't do shit. The next step for me after doing this live stream is I'm going to take the live stream that we did today, and I'm going to send it over to my buddy at News 8 here in Las Vegas. And the district attorney, because the person, Diane, is actually from Texas. I got contacted by a DA out of a place called Harris County, which is down there near Houston. That was the second person after you reached out to me that I got contacted by. And the DA in Texas is actively pursuing criminal charges if they can track down anybody that's associated with the bullshit.
All right. So, I mean, they're just defrauding everybody. I mean, it's not just me. It's my family. I mean, it's anybody's family. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I just want justice. And of course, I want my money back, because at the end of the day, I want a car for my son. I mean, I really do. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? Right. but yeah, I just feel that they're going to drag their feet unless we force them to do something about it. Now, I
Right.
can tell you, I did ask my credit union to pull back the wire the other day. Whether or not they can be done, I don't know. The request was put in, but they also said, as a rule, when you send a wire, it's not necessarily the bank's responsibility. It's the receiving party's responsibility. And funny, Bank of America yesterday told me it was my credit union's fault for sending the wire. So,
No.
so they instantly said that's not our problem. They literally said you have to go to your credit union. This isn't really our problem. That's exactly what I was told. And
Wow.
my
So I
credit
mean,
union's like,
it sounds
well,
it
and
sounds
the
to
whole thing is,
me it sounds to me
yeah,
like Bank of America is approving of scam activity. That's what it sounds like to me.
yeah, exactly how I interpret that. It's exactly because again, when I sent that transfer, to be honest with you, I talked to somebody at Bank of America, and I think I mentioned this earlier. I had them verify the name on the account to being the same name as the business that is on the website, and they verified that. They said yes, this is the name. I mean, bids, the company is owned by another company in Florida, which I don't know if we want to name that right now or not, because that's what's
Oh,
being
hell yes.
investigated.
Yep.
I mean,
100%.
yeah.
If you have
So
whatever the other company is, yeah, we definitely. I mean, the more information we can put out there, the more information that these. Because I'm going to tell you, like other district attorneys will see this video in other states as they start finding more victims, and they'll be able to use the information to start for them to start going after people.
I mean, if you go to the bottom, if you go to the website, you're going to see that it says right on there. It says Auto and General Incorporated. It says it right on the bottom
Right.
of that website. That's who it's owned by. And Bank of America, when that wire transfer is made, and I talked to them. The person I talked to verified that that name was on that account. Bottom line, that's what that person told me at
Wow.
that time. Now, they wouldn't verify anything else. They did verify it was in the United States because they said based on the routing number of the account, it was not an offshore. Because I asked that, is this an offshore account? And they said, no, this is a
No.
United States account.
Yeah. Usually, what these guys do is, they're either in the Middle East or in Eastern Europe, usually, and what these scumbags will do is they'll find somebody here that they call a money mule, and they'll have them open the accounts or whatever. They'll get the wire transfers into there, and then they'll use either Robinhood, PayPal, or Coinbase. They turn stuff into cryptocurrency and then they send it out. That's usually how they operate.
Yeah. Okay. So, and if Bank of America doesn't contact me, I still have two account numbers that are probably active as we speak. So at any given time, somebody could be going on this website, falling for the same scam we fell for. But until
Yep.
Bank of America wants to talk to me in person, I told them, I said, they need to call me. I told them that yesterday. I said, here is my personal cell. You need to call me.
Yes.
No, no, no. They don't want to talk to me.
No, because like I said, the longer they speak to you, the more they know that they're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I firmly believe that I could help slow this down right now, but
Yep.
they don't want to do that. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't want to
They're
do
all
that.
about money. That's literally
Oh,
all it is.
I get. Oh, well, sure. It's all about money, and it's all
Yep.
about trust. It comes down to trust, is what it comes down to. And boy, I don't trust them.
Nope.
Nobody
Well,
should
guys,
trust
like I
them.
said, if you guys got in here late, if you see the pinned comment, so the pinned comment up there has all the different managers for the media for them in all the different districts here in the United States, and you can see all the different ones. I spoke with Juan about this yesterday, and he was like, "Oh my God, is this really a thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is really a thing, dude. Like, you need to tighten up, and you need to get your fraud department involved." So what I'm asking for you guys that see this video, if you got in here later, you're here, is you can take this link from today's live stream from this video and email all of those people you see in the pinned comment. You guys can copy and paste that. Go ahead and email all of those individuals. Because the one thing I can tell you, the same way you see people at Dodge and other people backpedaling and making things right for customers in the tunes of hundreds of thousands of dollars, is because they don't want the negative press. And they know if we start pushing them extremely hard or talking about them doing fraudulent behavior or encouraging or allowing fraudulent companies and stuff to operate within their bank, that's kind of when people, you know, it's a campaign year. People will take that kind of shit and use it to run for office and smack them. So
Sure.
yeah.
I mean, I have filed a complaint with the FTC, filed a complaint with Broward County Sheriff, who
Yep.
actually runs that jurisdiction down there.
Yep.
And truthfully, I've contacted the FBI. They have a very lengthy form that needs to be filled out. So, you know, I'm gonna get everybody involved. I mean, anybody that's willing to listen to put an end to this, because I think it just takes a lot of pressure, because these banks just whatever. Yeah, you know. But I think if everybody started investigating them, and I provide them with all these account numbers, pictures, correspondence, the phone numbers, you've got backup, I've got backup, Diane probably has backup. It's, you know, it just needs to be taken care of. It shouldn't be this hard, but it is. There's
Right.
for whatever reason they're going to make it. They want to make it difficult, and I don't know why. And I told them that. I said, don't make this difficult. And the lady, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna, you know, well, I'll talk to my fraud department. They're going to be looking into it, and that was it. I said, I expect a call back tomorrow. You know, this was yesterday when I talked to him again. I expect a call back. I got nothing today. Nothing. They have my personal number. Nothing. You know.
Have you contacted your local news media about it too?
I have not contacted them yet. No, and to be honest with you, we don't. It's unfortunate we do not have a Bank of America in our immediate area. And if we did, I'll be honest with you, I would be down at that door with our local media.
Right.
Closest one we have is like 50 miles away. So that was the only reason I didn't get them involved at this point.
I would do it only because your local media, even if Bank of America is not there, they'll still get the word out about the website.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And they will reach out as a member of the media to Bank of America. And that's when they start shitting their drawers. When they start seeing members of the media emailing them, asking them questions, then they just start freezing everything, because they're like, well, we got to put a stop to everything right now because we got to figure out what's going on and if we're going to be liable.
Right. Yeah. Who's legit and who's not? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. I mean, if you're opening accounts under a business, how much research do they really do? I mean, that's a big question. How much?
I mean, to be honest, they're supposed to check. I mean,
of course they are.
I had nightclubs in Miami when I lived down in Dade County, and when I had my business there, if I went in, and I think I had Regions Bank at the time, when I go in to open my account, they have to check SunBiz, make sure you're a signer or a founder or a partner on the business before they can give you the account. So that just sounds like somebody at Bank of America just was like, ooh, lots of money, and just open the account.
Probably. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if thousands of dollars funnel through there a couple times a week, they're happy. Obviously they're happy because there's fees and whatever else they're collecting from money coming through them. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Very true. Very true. Oh man, I got a copy. I'm going to also paste these email addresses and phone numbers, guys, in the description once this goes up as a regular video as well. So in case you guys don't know, if you guys don't know the name, we've already mentioned the site a few times, but if you got in here late, the name of the site is Bids Cheap. Now, they did have videos on there from me bidding on the BMW i8 and winning the BMW i8, and those videos are gone. We filed copyright claims. They tried to re-upload them. I filed copyright claims on their ass again. They're gone. The district attorney in Texas also helped from Harris County with that to make sure that they're not able to use our information. But we wanted to get this live stream in to try to make sure that nobody else was taken advantage of through the site, and so that people have an understanding of what's going on with it, so that you guys know that so I'm looking for another bank I can trust. Damn. So that nobody else is taking advantage of, because while everything may look legitimate, and even if, and just like this gentleman's done here, like I did the same thing. I checked. I wanted to make sure the licensing was legit. I wanted to make sure it was legit, because there's been so many of these fake sites, and you guys have seen it. We've covered it from I forget the name of it. Was it auction bids, auction chase, bids for cars, or whatever? There was like a whole bunch of them that we've put on blast over the last 2 years. So the biggest issue for me now at this point is to make sure that we can try to stop any and all damage that comes out of these people being able to try to take more people's money. And like I said, if you guys can email all those people that we posted in the pinned chat, we'd like to try to get this gentleman's money back. I know Diane was able to get her money back, but we'd like to try to help people get their money back by freezing whatever funds that are already in there, so that we can get that distributed back to the customers that were defrauded.
And I appreciate that, TK. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm really hoping for the best, but you know what? You gotta, sometimes you gotta assume the worst. But I'm hoping Bank of America is gonna make it right. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a whole lot. I mean, anybody that's ripped off, they should make it right. But at the end of the day, we're not talking millions and millions of dollars. We're not like it's not like a Goldman and Sachs where it failed because they were issuing mortgages to people that couldn't afford. You know what I mean? It's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not millions and millions of dollars. They just need to, anybody that comes forward and they have proof, you, me, other people that have proof, documentation, just pay them back, dude. I mean, it's that simple. It's really that simple.
It would literally be cheaper for them to just give back people's money than to deal with the media fallout and getting sued, basically.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah, the amount of money that they can lose over stuff like this is way more than just giving that back to people, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that's got a lot of money in Bank of America, I would think about going to another bank. I really would. I mean, the way they're acting and the way that they're keeping it close to the vest. But that's what I would do. I mean, if you've got a business out there and you do work with Bank of America, I would seriously consider going somewhere else and let them know this. Like, hey, I saw a video that, you guys are not helping out these victims. I surely don't want to be a victim. I surely don't want to be associated with a business that doesn't do right. I mean, at the end of the day, that doesn't do right.
I agree. Well, I wanted to have you on today. I wanted to have you on today so you were able to tell your story and that we can get this out there. And if you're a corresponding law enforcement agency, because I work with a lot of those too with car theft. If you're a corresponding law enforcement agency and this is something that you want to look into, please reach out to myself. I don't know if you want to give out your email or some type of contact information. If somebody really
wants to reach out to me, TK, I'll have them go through you first, to be honest with you. I don't want all my personal information out there for obvious reasons to be used.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying I'm not on YouTube enough to want to have that full exposure at this point.
Understandable. So if you're a corresponding law enforcement agency or federal agency and you'd like to reach out to this customer to get his story and to try to assist, just shoot me an email, TK's Garage dealerissues@gmail.com, and I will do my best to forward that information over to him so that he can get the justice and the help he needs.
Yeah, and I'll supply whatever information I can, because there might be one clue that helps track these people down. At the end of the day, we need to shut the website down. What we also really need is we need somebody who's very tech savvy. I mean, within the federal government, literally within the federal government, go in and shut these websites down. But the only way to do that is to have the appropriate people involved. I mean, if you shut the website down, there's no money going to it. And you know what? That problem, at least that particular problem, is solved. Because the longer these websites remain up, the longer that people are going to be victimized. And so that's the root problem. You get the website shut down, you're going to be able to stop the fraudulent activity on that particular site.
Correct. I agree. Well, boss, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming by here today and explaining, what happened with you and explaining what happened with what the website was and how Bank of America has carried you over the issue. And I'm hoping that with all of these people, and for those that are asking, I know Haskell will be in here and he'll post the same thing. For all you guys that are in Troll Team 6, I really need that. I need you guys to go through here and email each one of those email addresses with a link to this video, asking them if they are supporting fraud, because this is what this looks like to me as far as where I'm coming from with Bank of America. This is not anything new. It just tells me that whoever, it goes deeper than just the guys that run the website or their money mules. It also tells me that they have somebody that works at Bank of America that's opening these accounts for them with bogus SunBiz information, bogus Secretary of State information from the state of Florida. So this should not be a difficult thing to track down and find out who the person is at Bank of America that's opening these accounts. Should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. I mean, the wheels of justice also move slowly sometimes, and the fact is, the more time that passes, the more people are victimized. At the end of the day, that's what's going to happen. More accounts are going to be open, more people are going to be victimized, and Bank of America, in theory, Bank of America is just going to wait it out. And if they wait it out, this is what's going to happen. More people are going to get victimized. It could, like I said, it could be somebody's grandparents. I mean, God, if it was my grandparents, I'd be irate. You know what I mean? Or somebody's son, their mom, their daughter. It's just ridiculous.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I had to jump back into a cold ass bath and keep trying to bring this crap fever down. But I want to personally thank you for coming through and talking about your story and what happened with you with Bids Cheap. And I'm hoping that the rest of you guys are able to do the same thing and to share this out on Facebook, share this everywhere you guys know, as well as bombard those email addresses that are tagged in this chat. And there will be, for you guys that are watching this as a video later, they will be in the description as well. Email every single one of those people. You can just send them a link and say, hey, I can't believe Bank of America is supporting fraud or customers getting defrauded. It will get their attention and they will immediately be like, what in the F is going on here? So please do that for me. I would truly appreciate it. And we'll see what happens from here.
Well, I do appreciate you allowing me to come on your show and to share my experience, as a normal everyday person who's being taken advantage of. You can put a face to a person, and here I am. You know what I mean? Normal, average, everyday guy.
To be honest, it makes a difference when you put a face to a crime. So when people can see who an actual victim is of something that happens, it does make a difference. It does. It's no longer, they'll say, oh, this is a victimist clone. No, it's not. There's actual people that are being taken advantage of. And that's why I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story.
Yeah. And the whole thing is people take out a loan, such myself. For my son, I took out a loan, of course. So now I'm on, not only is it my money, it's my money I get to pay back. So, I mean, and this can happen to anybody that doesn't have, a lot of money set aside to buy a car. So you could be out that way, or you could be out making payments on something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Ugh. Well, boss, I appreciate you coming through, man. We'll close it up out here, and I'll stay in contact with you via Facebook Messenger as well.
Yeah, if I get anything else, I'm more than happy to share it with you. Here's an interesting thing I do want to share with your guys since we're all online here.
Sure.
The chat, I can tell you, and this is a great tool, and I just want to promote this real quick. Some of the search engines that you pay for, your Ben Verified, your Intellius, whatever you want to use. That's money well spent. I actually was doing some research after the fact, and you can, if you've never been on there, you can pay a small fee to trial it just for a week or 5 days, and you can gain a lot of information. The WhatsApp, this company communicates through WhatsApp. I'm going back to bidscheap.com. I was able to determine their phone number comes right out of Florida, so it's not offshore. So, and I even know who the carrier is. You can actually pay. I paid a couple bucks. It even told me who the carrier is and where it's located. Damn. So there's a lot of information out there, guys, if you're willing to spend just really a few dollars. And that's what I did. And you can Google these businesses. You can Google the owners of these businesses. A lot of times you can get phone numbers, whether or not they're still active, I don't know. But I can tell you that's exactly what I did is I took the WhatsApp number that I was contacted by and I Googled it through this paid service, told me where it came from and who the carrier was. And it's right in
That's
Florida.
crazy.
So I'm just letting you know there's definitely ways we can track people down electronically.
Of course.
And this is again all this stuff I've given to law enforcement too. And but anybody can do it. You just got to put the time into it. But so I've been doing a lot of homework ever since I found out this was a scam. So I've been working all the angles, to be honest with you. But I just wanted to share that. So don't forget about those engines, search engines, been verified and Tellius. Those are the two that I was using. There's others out there, but they work pretty well for what I was using them for after the fact.
That's what's up. That's awesome.
So I just wanted to give them a plug. So
definitely. Well, boss, I appreciate you coming in. If you get any updates or anything happens,
oh, absolutely. I'm going to keep you informed, and that way you can share it with your followers here, and maybe some, we can get something taken care of. But actually, any update I get, I'm going to share it with you. Absolutely.
All right.
And I want you to share it with your team. But yeah, I'm going to ask everybody that's listening. Let's send some emails to Bank of America. I mean, let's make this happen. I mean, for everybody's sake, not just me, but anybody that's been victimized. And I can guarantee there are victims out there that don't know how to reach out to TK, or maybe didn't see his video, don't know where to turn. They're hitting roadblocks with Bank of America or whatever. But right. I can guarantee there's other victims out there.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys very much for coming through today. We'll probably do a couple of updates videos on this over the next couple of days, so stay tuned. I'm going to reach out to the people that I know down in Florida. I'm sure they'll be able to, if they're based out of Broward, I'm sure the people in Dade are able to reach out to the people in Broward. And we're going to see if we can make something happen. But like I said, before we go, guys, I'm going to post in the description, if you happen to see this later as a video, all of these phone numbers and email addresses. You can call them, but you're going to be on hold for hours. I wouldn't recommend calling them. Yeah. But you could definitely send emails to every single one of these email addresses. And the more of you guys that email them, and you can just send them a link to this video, the more of them will go, oh, shit, this is a problem. Because as we start putting more, faces from the victims to video, it makes them look worse and worse and worse. And then, things happen, whether it's the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau or the SEC or other people will come down and slap them for not verifying licensing and other informations, including the state of Florida. So, but yeah, guys, I want to thank you guys very much for coming through. Thank you guys for being here on today's live, and we will catch you guys very soon on the next one.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the opportunity, TK, and we're going to be in touch. And next opportunity that comes up with an update, I'll be sending it your way. And if you need something from me, please let me know. And if there's anybody out there that wants to ask me questions, please go through TK, and then I'll work through there. Just like I said, for obvious reasons, I don't want all my personal information necessarily out on the internet. But I would be happy to help somebody or answer any questions somebody might have. If that will help you, if you've been scammed or you know somebody that's been scammed, I'm more than willing to try and help them out.
Sounds like a plan, boss. I appreciate you.
Okay, TK. Well, hey, I'm going to let you go because I know you want to get better, and the only way you're going to do that is get off the phone.
Yes, sir. I'm going to lay my ass back down.
Okay. All right, gang. Boss. Well, let's see what we can do. So I appreciate it again.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well.